One of my favorite guests that we get to chat with here today this morning. It's true. I've got Dan Smith with Friends of Vail Mountain Rescue, and today we're talking about things you might find in the woods.
Yeah, and sometimes they're very odd. We're, I think, at our 139th mission for the team this year, and odd things pop up. And one of the odder ones is you might find a crashed aircraft.
Huh, not expecting that hiking around
you're
here.
hiking down a trail, or you're a hunter looking for a nice place to pick off your elk with a bow, and you find something that's white and metal and shiny and has a number on it, things like that. Generally doesn't look like a plane, looks like pieces of a plane. And people fairly freak out when they do that. And then they hike, they find some place for cell phone coverage and call in. And we check the database, and there's usually an anomaly because this database goes back to before the Second World War.
Wow.
So some of the crashes are, I guess it's on the backside of that hill and somebody picks a GPS code for it. And some of them are, really good GPSs because these mountains eat aircraft. And we have to sort of talk the discoverer down and say, well, let's see, that aircraft went in 1939 and things like that.
Well,
so
at least you get to take home a good story out of that if you're the person who found it in the woods.
Just please don't take any pieces home.
Yeah.
We like to leave them there. Most of the parts of the aircraft are picked up, but there's always fuselage pieces laying around. The next thing you could find, and probably will, is a tunnel, a cave, or a mine portal, an entrance. There's only one really good cave in Eagle County, and that's Fulford Cave, and you can only go in it by permit because of a disease called the white-nosed bat disease you might pick up in there. You won't get disease, but you could infect other bats.
Oh, wow.
But there are an unending number of mine shafts most of them have been closed, meaning the state dynamites the portal shut so you can't get in. But if the mining claim's still active, that portal still sits there. And they're very attractive, especially for children. And the right answer is don't go in.
Yeah.
Some bad things in there, gas that builds up. Methane would be one of them, but other gases that come out of the earth. And especially if you go in and then go down, you're going into a gas pocket more than likely. When we have to work them, we'll take a gas meter from the fire department, put on a rope and toss it in. And if it screams, we pull it back out and we don't go in. But they're very dangerous. They're held up by timbers that are 100, 120 years old. They have unexploded ordnance in them, loose dynamite, and the gas, and the rocks that fall on you, and plus it's very dark.
Yeah.
And if you're not looking down, you're going to step off a hole. Some of these air shafts are 1,000 feet deep.
Wow.
That's a long fall. So just when you run into one of our mines or tunnels, don't go in.
Absolutely.
Because it's going to be very difficult to hitch out. We really don't do it.
Same thing with your pets. I mean, you want to have them on a leash while you're out there in the woods.
We've rescued more than one dog. Mostly we get dogs off the top of mountains where the dog just can't go any further, and whoever's got the dog isn't large enough to carry the dog down.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 110-pound person with a 70-pound dog, they're going to have trouble. So we go in and I literally pack the dog out.
Wow.
About once or twice a year we wind up doing that. So there are unique things that happen in our woods, and those are just three of them.
Well, we're going to check in on the weather next so you can know what to take with you if you're headed into the woods today. And then we'll be back to get a little bit more out of Dan here in just a minute.